Cam, I wanted to ask you on the final play, did you expect Nikhil to turn on the outside, or rather the outside?
Well, we didn't execute the way we're supposed to, and that's a lot that was contingent upon me. Um, I knew I was going to get hit. I just tried to find a spot to give him, so he can make a play on it. It was a defender in the interior part, still in the field, so I still tried to give him an opportunity. So, that's what it came down to.
And I just, as a follow-up, I just wanted to ask you how much you felt like the time off impacted your performance in terms of, did you feel rusty? Did it take a little while to get going?
Oh, without a doubt. But yet, we're still professionals, and we're expected to do our job and play at a high level, and we didn't do that today. Anytime you turn the ball over that many times, the success rate is extremely low. But yet, we still had an opportunity to win, and we just got to find ways to do that.
Next question, Ben Vaughn, followed by Trevor Sullivan.
Hey, Cam. First off, just how are you feeling with everything, and how did you take the news that you tested positive? What was that experience like for you, and how was the illness for you? Did you experience symptoms or anything?
Honestly, for me right now, I'm just trying to move forward. Obviously, respectfully, that was 2 weeks ago. You know, still bitter over the game and just trying to focus on ways to just get better. Obviously, everybody knows what the situation was, and it is what it is. And I just know for me here moving forward, I just got to play better football, and that's what my job is to do.
Next question, Tara Sullivan, followed by Chris Ryan.
Thanks. Cam, I know you want to look forward, but it's kind of the first time, we've had a chance to ask anything about it. And I think that's why we're just sort of interested in how it felt to be back, kind of how much you missed your new teammates, and how tough it was for you, to have something like that take the game away from you for a little while there, and just what it felt, to be back. And if, I guess then in light of that, if it took a little bit to kind of get the engine going a little bit today.
Yeah, I know exactly, what it is. It's just respectfully for the sake of where we are right now. I don't think it's beneficial for me to speak on that, being obviously the performance today. It showed a lot of, much needed. The time off showed, but yet, like I said, I have to be better, and I will be better.
Next question, Chris Ryan, followed by Andrew Callahan.
Hey, Cam, it seemed like you guys obviously had difficulty on the offensive side finding a rhythm today, and that's, I guess, to be expected given the lack of practice time. But how do you go about trying to find that rhythm moving forward and build from here?
Well, I think for us, the number one thing is protecting the football. And, that's what it comes down to, from the turnovers, those are drive killers and those are game killers. And, like I said, it starts with me. I'm extremely frustrated in myself and my performance here moving forward. I'm here for one reason, and, it hasn't got it. I didn't get the job done today. So you can just imagine how I feel. But yeah, I don't want this to be a pity party. We do have, another opportunity here coming up. We have to follow this up with, great, practice this week, and I look forward to it.
And how do you find that rhythm in practice, do you think? And did you like the direction you were heading in with your new teammates prior to the COVID situation?
Of course. But yeah, nobody cares, about what the it was or what the reasons were. And to be honest with you, I don't care either. I'm not expecting people to care. My job here moving forward is to find ways to win football games, to put this team in the best situation. And it just starts with protecting the football. And that's what this game came down to. No matter, what the sputtering was on the offensive side, the defense gave us opportunities by holding them to field goals. And that's what we got to that's what we can only ask for as an offense. And, we just let this game slip away by the lackluster performance of protecting the football.
Thank you.
Next question, Andrew Callahan, followed by Evan Lazar.
Hey, Cam, it looked like in a couple of the sacks that you took there, you were holding on to the ball a little bit longer than you would have wanted. I'm wondering how much, if at all, was that a function of Denver playing different defenses or showing anything new you might not have seen before?
No, I felt prepared for the game. I felt, like we had a grasp of, doing what they were doing. We had prepared for it. Obviously, it being 2 weeks away from the initial last time we got to see them play, so there may have been any, small type of wrinkles, but they were true to who they were on film or what the film that we did see. So, needless to say, it just comes down to production on the offensive side, execution on all cylinders, and we just have to do that. No matter who's out there, no matter what the substitution is, no matter what the situation is, just get the job done at all costs, and then we'll worry about everything else later.
Next question, Evan Lazar, followed by Yufi Chen.
Hey Cam, I know you don't want to make excuses, but with the lack of practice time, did you feel like your throwing mechanics, were any different than what they were before the layoff? And was it hard to kind of stay sharp in that regard without being out there at practice?
I just have to be better. Simple.
Next question, Yufi Chen, followed by Dan Roach.
Thanks, Stacy. Cam, the last play of the game, what did you see there? It looks like your throw went outside. Nikhil runs the opposite direction. So what happened there? Is it miscommunication or something else?
It wasn't a miscommunication. I tried to anticipate, where he was going to be. I let the ball go prior to him breaking on his initial route. I knew I was going to get hit, and, I tried to give him a chance.
Next question, Dan Roach, followed by Doug Kite.
Cam, just a thought. You mentioned you can't turn the ball over, obviously, on the offense. What did you see particularly on that first turnover on the screen pass? Obviously, they made a great play to dive and catch the football. But just from your perspective, what were the turnovers like for you, and how frustrating were they for you today?
I mean, speaking for me personally, the interceptions came off tip passes. The one early on in the first quarter, which led to points, and another one, me trying to flatten the receiver out, it got tipped as well, and that also led to points. So, collectively, offensively, we knew what the keys were going into this game, and we didn't uphold our end of the bargain, to say the least.
Follow up to that, how much now do you look forward to getting back in the room and practicing again, but knowing you guys are 2-3 and you need to get it going in a hurry here, starting with San Francisco?
Yeah, there's no need to panic, but we for sure have an opportunity here that we just cannot allow ourselves to just go through the motions and expect us being who we are is going to take care of itself, because that's not the case. We're not that good at that particular point yet, and we need obviously practice, and hopefully everything else is halted from the COVID situation, and which will allow us to do that. But yeah, even if whatever the situation is, we know we're not the only team that's being faced with it, and we just have to be ready to go here moving forward.
Next question, Doug Kite.
Cam, last month you said that the answers at the receiving positions of the pass catchers are in the locker room. I'm just wondering what your confidence level in your pass catchers are at this point.
Extremely high.
And just one follow-up, you were talking about the batted passes. How do you avoid some of those in the future?
Those guys get paid too. They watch film just like we watch film, and that was just a headsy play, by those guys of seeing an opportunity and making the most of it. So, it's nothing, if you had to point a finger, obviously it's for me, but yet, those guys just made a great play at the ball.